Could we get your reaction to some breaking news? The Justice Department has decided to dismiss the case against Michael Flynn. Are you aware of that?
I didn't know that was happening at this moment. I felt it was going to happen just by watching and seeing like everybody else. Flynn, Flynn, Flynn. And then he's essentially exonerated. Now, that's not official yet, but when you read the notes, how could you do anything else? And I hear there's much more coming up. He was an innocent man. He is a great gentleman. He was targeted by the Obama administration, and he was targeted in order to try and take down a president. And what they've done is a disgrace, and I hope a big price is going to be paid. A big price should be paid. There's never been anything like this in the history of our country.
You look at this White House now, and it's hard to imagine two FBI agents ending up in the same room. How did that happen?
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration.
Every American should feel a chill today that federal government officials in high places can come to the White House 4 days into our presidency and come here to try to set up the national security advisor to the president.
For these people to have done that, I am very proud of General Flynn. I can tell you that right now. You see the written statements where they were trying to force him into a position where we can get him on a lie, or can we get him this way or that way? This is terrible.
This man was set up from the beginning. Probably thought they were coming in to be helpful since we had been on the job for 4 days. The president has made clear for all 3 years that Michael Flynn was treated very unfairly. Now we know it was probably criminal what was done to him.
I hope to see that CNN will not even apologize, which they should, but just cover it fairly, because he's in the process of being exonerated. If you look at those notes from yesterday, that was total exoneration. These were dirty, filthy cops at the top of the FBI.
And it certainly feeds into what a lot of people believe about FBI interrogations, that somehow there's always an angle. And to see it written out there, I have to tell you, Pete, just in general, it feeds a very bad stereotype of the FBI.
For a guy that's in the middle of a pandemic and talking about bringing the country together, and a guy who has lied to the American people for as much as he's lied and seen the death toll shoot up to 76,000 words, he sure does talk tough. Calls the FBI scum, accuses members of the intel community of treason. Tough words coming from a guy who himself, Willie Geist, said that he was left with no choice.
We have newly unsealed documents that prove that corrupt agents from Jim Comey's FBI were discussing strategies on how to set General Flynn up on what we call a perjury trap.
This is an outrage.
This is just one of the most corrupt things I've ever seen in my life.
Did the government, and most specifically the FBI officials and Justice Department officials under the Obama administration, did they frame General Flynn?
Yes, sir, they did. There's no doubt about it.
We've just gotten 4 pages of unsealed documents, and Michael Flynn attorney Sidney Powell says 11 more pages are coming, and they are damning. We are talking about emails and handwritten notes that appear to show that senior FBI members were determined to prosecute Michael Flynn regardless of what they found.
The new documents show they threatened to go after his son.
Shows that he's been set up, shows that he's been harmed in an unconstitutional way, and he ought to be set free.
Here you have the most powerful law enforcement agency in the world, people who are literally empowered to shoot you if they deem it necessary, destroying the life of an American citizen for political reasons.
Page after page after page of evidence, corrupt agents like McCabe and Strzok and Comey and others were conspiring to set Lieutenant General Flynn up and ruin his life.
Framed by corrupt agents at the top of the FBI.
Brag, I sent my agents in to take advantage of the chaos, something I'd never do or get away with in previous administrations. That's the FBI director and deputy director.
So if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over.
By the way, Mr. Comey, I've been warning you, you have the right to remain silent. I've suggested you use it.
This is all starting to unravel for the FBI.
Now, the names on some of these emails include Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. They refer to the DD, which I'm assuming is the Deputy Director, Andrew McCabe.
Is that the FBI's role?
Meticulously planned out scheme.
It was an ambush. It was a legal abuse of power, corrupt ambush.
I don't care that he worked for the Trump administration. He don't deserve to be treated like that.
Jim, tick tock.